Hello guys and girls, welcome to the Be More podcast. I am your host Jack Williams and I am now live in a brand new office. Moved house last week guys, apologies for the lack of episode last week. Crazy week with moving, getting internet fitted, etc. But I just wanted to do a really quick podcast today as we come to the end of the first quarter at the end of March of 2022. I just want to talk to you guys about some of my thought processes and how I think with regards to like my results so far this year, and help you kind of try and build some gauges in your own life and think to yourself, right, I'm 3 months into this year now, 90 days are in, what has been the results of my first 90 days of 2022? This is where I was when I started at the beginning of the year. This is where I am now, and this can be for multiple different things, and it's always personal to you. So whatever you came into the year with as your goals, this is where you want to be thinking, right, okay, so my goal this year was to maybe lose some weight. I wanted to lose a stone, and between now, the 1st of January and the end of March, I've so far lost 4 pounds. So if I keep going the way I am, by the end of the year, I'm on track for my target, or maybe you wanted to do it faster. This is the chance for you to really reflect over the first 90 days and think to yourself, right, this is my results so far. And this is where some people, I call it plan, do, review. So the beginning of the year, I will plan my first 90 days. I will plan what I'm going to do. I'm going to plan what I want to achieve this year, and then how I'll break that year down into the half of the year, then also the quarters, then the monthly, then the dailies, or the weekly activity and the daily activities, right? Then I'll get to the end of the week and be like, right, this is the review. So I'm doing the work, then I'll review. And then after 90 days, I'll spend a bit longer and I'll review where I'm at in my life and be like, right, okay, so this is where I'm at in my fitness, this is where I'm at in my business, this is where I'm at in my relationships, this is where I'm at in my personal life, this is where I'm at in my how I feel mentally. And I can look at different things in my life and be like, okay, these are the things that I'm happy with, these are the things that I want to improve, and then this is what I'm going to go and do about it, okay? Whereas, how many people do you know who really do this? They really think, because I know for me, the first probably 20 odd years in my life, maybe even 25 years in my life, I didn't really do this often enough. I would only really have maybe one area that I was looking to try and improve, which was just trying to be a bit fitter or whatever for football or for my physique. Whereas now I look at nearly every area in my life and I'm like, right, okay, this is an area that I want to focus on, that I want to see improvements. So therefore I know that I'm going to have to go and do something different to get a different result, okay? Because insanity, guys, is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Whereas for me, I'm like, okay, for things to change, I know I need to change. For things to get better, I know I need to get better. So I'm always looking to review my current results to see if there's any areas that I can make improvements to then go and change what I do, because it's all cause and effect. If you want different results, do different. If you want to feel different, do different. If you want to have different things in your life, you're going to have to change what you're doing. Otherwise, you're only going to keep attracting and keep getting the same results. Everything in life is a result of cause and effect, okay? And you can control the cause to then create a different effect in your life. So I've got some notes, by the way, that I want to go through today, as I want to try and add that like 10 minutes or so of value to you guys to really get you thinking about different areas of your life and how maybe like you can review them. Hopefully you're catching this episode towards the end of March. If you're catching it later, no problem. You can apply this whenever in the year, but just think to yourself, this is where I'm at so far. This is what I've achieved so far, or this is what I haven't achieved with the intentions that I set at the beginning of the year. Where am I maybe off track? And what am I going to do about it? Because it doesn't matter where you are right now, okay? Where you are is where you are. Like, you can't control the past. All you can control is the present and what you're going to do moving forward into the future, because that's what you can control. So there's no point losing your time and losing your energy over, oh, but I couldn't control that because this is and this. Like, great, no problem. But you can control right now and how you think about that, right? And how you are going to act moving forward. So that's what I would say to focus all of your energy on. However, a review stage is great because you can say like, look, these are my results for this between now and the beginning of the year. This is where I'm really spending my time. Here are maybe some distractions that I may have to be willing to sacrifice in order for me to move forward and to major in on the major things that are going to help me move the needle between where I am and where I actually want to be, because that's a very straightforward process if you're willing to remove the clutter, the distractions, and the things that are holding you back and taking you off track, okay? And this is what I do in my mind, and I'm gonna do it next week. I'm going on holiday, and I like to try and plan my holidays, by the way, in this way. It sounds a bit funny, but where I'll be like, right, I'm gonna have a holiday now, like I like to do it at the end of the year, and not like almost every 90 days, for me to have the opportunity to think, right, I've got a week now where I'm out of my routine, and all I'm gonna do is just be resting and thinking to myself, right, what have I been doing? Taking a little step back, just to recharge my batteries a little bit so I can go in harder than ever before on the most important things that move the needle between where I am and where I want to be. Whereas if you can just keep spinning the plates and go years down the line and be like, whoa, I've not actually stopped to go, actually I'm off track a little bit here. Because if let's use the boat analogy like I have before, if you're on a boat and you're looking to go to a certain destination on holiday, but your boat's a little bit off track because the driver doesn't really stay focused, you're off track a little bit, you end up in a completely different space. And this is what happens with most people because they don't really stop to think. They're just so busy in everyday life in what we call the hamster wheel or on the treadmill of life, and they go, wow, this year's already 3 months gone by, the summer's almost coming, and I'm actually a stone heavier because my habits are accumulating, because results are always happening, guys, whether they're good or bad. Something's always happening. You're never staying the same. You're either getting better or you're getting worse, right? That's just the way it is. So think to yourself, what kind of direction am I heading in? Because you can't change your destination overnight, but you can change direction. And just by taking some time back to think, right, what am I doing? I do this every Sunday, right? I'm like, right, this is where I'm going off track a little bit. This is where I need to focus more of my time next week. And this is where I'm going to do it. I'm going to plan it in my diary so I know that I'm going to get it done. Because if it isn't in the diary, it doesn't get done, right? This is the way I try and think and operate. And this is the work that I've done on myself, the books that I've read. I've got around really highly successful people because I've been like, right, so how do you get things done? How do you get shit done, right? That's the difference between average people and exceptional people, is they are just productive at getting important shit done, right? They're not getting more done than anyone else. They're just doing the most important stuff, right? They're doing the thing that moves the needle the most, whereas most people are still busy, they're still doing stuff, just doing the wrong stuff, right? So trying to establish what is the main things that are going to be the things that move the needle the fastest to get you from where you are to where you want to be. Because this is what I understand and what I've learned from truly exceptional and successful people is they're not working, of course they work hard, but most people I found work hard. Most people are busy, most people are really busy working hard, but they never really move the needle much. And they never really get the same results as these few exceptional people, the top 2, 3, 4%, 5% of people. What's the difference? They're just doing the right things. And they have the awareness to know what the right things are. And they pour as much of their energy into those things, into these income producing activities or into these most fruitful activities. In fact, it's not even income producing for some people. It could just be someone that you know has got an incredible relationship. They've got a incredible relationship with their kids. They're a great dad or whatever it might be. I see people like this and I'm like, right, I want to learn what they're doing to be so effective in that area. Because that's for me what I want to do in the next few years. I want to become a dad. I'm like, right, I'm going to go and study some really good dads and be like, right, what are these guys doing? Because that will then shorten my learning curve so then I can go and become take bits from them, so then I can go and be the best dad that I can be, and I can go and be the best business person that I can be. I can be the best leader that I can be. I can be the fittest person, the best version of myself that I can be, right? And this is what I'm always trying to do. I'm always trying to find people who've got the results that I want in my life in certain areas and be like, right, let me study that person. Like for example, next week, I'm going to be in Abu Dhabi for the week, and I've got a book from a guy that I've wanted to understand more about, because I think he's a very wise man, okay? So I'm going to read his book whilst I'm on holiday, because I can then get in 200 odd pages that guy's philosophy, whereas if I didn't do that, I couldn't do that, right? That's just the way it is. So I'll be sat by the pool, probably underneath an umbrella because the temperature is like 38 degrees there, otherwise I'll be cooking like a boiled egg. So I'll just be reading different books, trying to take different things. And that's something that, again, that I learned from someone super successful. I remember I was training a personal training client who was a really successful guy. This was probably about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, right? And he was like going on holiday and he had like a big stack of books. And I was like, you're only going away for 2 weeks? He was like, yeah. I'll read all those. And this guy's a CEO of a company, very wealthy guy. And I was like, so when I go on holiday, I'll just get pissed and eat rubbish for 2 weeks, like the average person does. Whereas he goes away and does all those things and enjoys himself, but still finds time to do things for his brain and work on himself. So when he comes back, he's even better, right? So just little things like that. And I'm like, I'm going to do that too. Okay, what else have I got for you guys? I've got some notes that I took down yesterday. I'm watching an event at the moment called the 10X Growth Conference. I'm in and out of it. I've got an online ticket. I always try and get around things like this, guys, okay? Because there's just people that think bigger. They think bigger, and for me, that's the kind of environment that I intentionally get myself into as often as possible, okay? So here's some notes for you guys. Go big or go bigger. So think big or think bigger. Do big or do bigger, right? That's the type of mentality that Grant Cardone has in his life, and I'm like, I really like that. So that's why I get myself onto events like this. It's over 3 days. It's in American times, but me and Robin will just sit and watch that stuff whilst doing our everyday weekend stuff, and for us, that's better than watching Netflix, right? What else have we got? Just a couple of notes that I want to share, just to give you guys some thoughts to go into the next few days, just to help you think differently, because in the end of the day, guys, we become what we think about most of the time. So if I can just plant some little seeds into your mind to help you really get thinking, then I know that's going to be productive. Small wins to build confidence and create a feeling of invincibility. This was notes from Donald Trump, by the way. He was a guest on this, and he was saying early on, and when he was on the come up, this is what he would try and go out there and do, is he would find ways to create small wins to build confidence in himself and create a feeling of invincibility. Guys, this is all it is. It's just small wins on a daily basis that you can go and create, that builds your confidence, that makes you feel invincible, and then you go become more productive in the things that you do daily, right? What else have I got? Okay. What are you willing to sacrifice? Get on the same page as the people around you. This is something that me and Robin have always been really what would I say, always focused on, is that we're on the same page, that we're always talking about our goals, we always understand what the other person wants to achieve. This is so key in a relationship, I think. Determined to win, a roadmap for optimal health. Guys, I was reading, this is what I learned yesterday. Half of the Americans right now, or 44%, so nearly half, are using antidepressants, okay? We have a sick care system. Sitting down is the new smoking. A sedentary lifestyle is killing people, right? All these things that I just want to plant some seeds in your mind to think, right, I need to start moving more. Guys, I just moved to the beach, right? And I was looking at my step. I've got an Apple Watch. Couldn't recommend an Apple Watch enough, by the way, or some kind of steps tracker, because it's right, we are living a more sedentary life. With the evolving of technology and the way the world is becoming, we are sat down way more often. So finding ways to get more, to move more. And for me, since I've been living on the beach, I've been doing like loads more steps. And I would just say to you guys, especially while the weather's getting a bit nicer for those who are in the UK, is be intentional about getting up and moving. Be intentional about getting up and moving on a daily basis, on a nice walk, get some fresh air, get some vitamin D, listen to something positive, or even just listen to nothing. Just be present and just breathe and have it as a bit of a meditation. Guys, I can't recommend it enough. And like, for example, I've got to go off this podcast now, so I'm going to meet a friend, but we're going for a walk on the beach, or just going out for a walk and talks with your friends, rather than getting them over and just sitting on your sofa. Go for like walking meetings and things like that, because it's so much better. Like I went for a run with my friends this morning on the beach, now I'm meeting my friend for a walk on the beach. By 10 a.m. I'm going to have 15,000 steps or whatever. So this is what I mean by, this is a Saturday morning as well. So you can create ways to make yourself more, just do stuff, be more intentional with what you're doing, and plan your diary to create the results that you want in your life, guys. So listen, I know I've got to cut this short, but I hope you guys got some value from this morning. Have a great week, guys. Finish the first 90 days of 2022 strong, and then go into the next quarter thinking different plan. If you need to evolve it, adjust the plan, adjust the sales, go in harder, go big or go bigger, and I'll see you guys on the other side. See you next week, or maybe the week after when I'm back from my holiday. New podcast coming soon, and special guests coming soon as well, which I'm really excited about. Cheers, guys. Speak soon. Bye-bye.